Hello and welcome inside Platte Arena as tonight the Huntington University Foresters, ranked 19th in the nation now, face the Bethel College Pilots. Hi folks, I'm Victor McCarty alongside my partner Logan Hunt. Logan, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
Well, I think the Foresters are definitely going to have to be careful. They're on a 4-game win streak here in the Crossroads League, and you don't want to slip up here at home against the Bethel Pilots squad that definitely doesn't quite match up to the Foresters.
You really do not want to slip up against the Bethel Pilots. They are third to last in the Crossroads League right now, and in the last time these two teams met, the Foresters won 82-60. So look for the Foresters to continue their momentum, and you can see on your screen right now that at the top, IWU, 6th ranked in the nation. They are still there with the one loss in the Crossroads League by your Huntington University Foresters.
The Foresters definitely did a great job taking down Indiana Wesleyan this past weekend. It was a big monumental win for the Foresters, taking them down, and they also took Goshen down to continue this win streak and really bolt them up towards the top. They're only 1 game away from St. Francis now.
Women's basketball team, 2 terrific wins this past week. And last night, talk about the men real quick. They had a heartbreaker. Drew Benedict puts up the game-tying 3, and then the Foresters lose in overtime.
It definitely was a disappointing loss for the men. They were trying to stay there in that 8th spot in the Crossroads League. Really would have been a huge upset over Bethel at Bethel. Couldn't quite get it done, but Drew Benedict, got to show our love for him.
Foresters, whether it be the men's or women's team, always have some fight, and I look for the women's team to have plenty of fight tonight. Miranda Palmer just named Crossroads League Player of the Week, so she is going to come out popping as she always does.
That's her 2nd time being nominated there and winning the Crossroads League Player of the Week, and Miranda Palmer definitely deserved it for her performance against IWU and Goshen.
She got named Crossroads League Player for the 2nd time, as you mentioned, Logan. And then Kelsey Hubble, she was named also Crossroads League Player of the Week this past year as well. And speaking of her, she led the Foresters in scoring against the Pilots the last outing. She had 22 points. Miranda Palmer had 19. But Kelsey Hubble and Miranda Palmer almost one and the same, always just back and forth. I love the pairing of them too.
I love those two together as well. They can pop the threes, they can take it in, and Kelsey Hubble gets in there, not quite as fancy as Miranda Palmer does going behind the back and all that, but Kelsey Hubble can get the job done when she gets down low. But her favorite spot is shooting those long rainbow threes that we love to watch.
We love the rainbow threes, and Kelsey Hubble, again, 75% from the free throw line. Miranda Palmer, 85% from the line. Wrecker, 91% of the line. That averages to, number 1 in the nation at free throw percentage. So this team, whether it be from the three-point range, from charity mark, from the field goal, they always work as a unit, and that's what's great about this squad.
This Foresters squad really thrives on being a team, and it starts with Courtney Baker at the point guard position. She dishes off all those assists to Palmer and Hubble on the outside. You have Amelia Wrecker. She comes up, can hit the mid-range. It's just a well-oiled machine, and that's why the Foresters are still winning.
Well, we talked about how they have a team-oriented sense throughout the season. I look for them to continue it tonight. Well, we've talked about them a bit now. Let's get to know the women's basketball team.
Courtney Baker, senior, Newcastle High School.
Amelia Wrecker, junior, Arlington High School.
Miranda White, freshman, Fremont High School.
Gina Eisenhut, sophomore, Bluffton High School.
Kelsey Hubble, junior, Pendleton Heights.
Miranda Palmer, sophomore, Arcadia High School.
Brooke Yoder, freshman, Westview High School.
Jacqueline Bonema, junior, Ileana Christian.
Alexis Rockwell, freshman, Belmont High School.
Allison Trout, sophomore, Huntington North.
Amelia Eschman, senior, Downers Grove North High School.
Lacey Dietrich, sophomore, Faith Christian.
We'll take a break here on FDN Sports, a part of the Forester Digital Network, as we hear the prayer as well as national anthem. Stay up to date with the game using hashtag HU versus BC on Twitter. See you right back here inside Platte Arena.
We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you all to please stand now to remove your caps and bow your heads as I lead us in a word of prayer for tonight's contest. And then following that, we will honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Father, to this contest this evening between these two fine schools. We thank you for the participants, these players that work so hard, the coaching staffs that work hard on behalf of advancing this game. We thank you for their parents, the spectators here tonight. As fans, we want a spirited contest, but Father, we ask that you keep everybody safe, and we look forward to enjoying this basketball game this evening. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Platt Arena. On behalf of the athletic staff here at Huntington University, we'd like to welcome the Bethel College.
And we're back here inside Platt Arena once again. I am Victor McCarty, sitting alongside the one and only Logan Hunt here in tonight's matchup for the starting lineup. We have the Foresters versus the Pilots. And for the Pilots starting lineup, we have number 3, Chelsea Ward, senior. Number 12, Erin Hunt. She's also a senior. Number 12, Madison Schrock, sophomore. Number 33, Marissa Coleman, another senior. And number 40, Angelique Moore.
This Bethel squad does have a little bit of senior leadership there with Chelsea Ward. However, Ward in their last outing against the Foresters only recorded 2 points. Didn't do too much. The woman to watch out for is Moore, and also got to watch out for Schrock. Schrock can really pop the three very, very well. And so if the Foresters let Schrock get open, she will make you pay, but the main focus has to be on Angelica Moore.
6 seniors on this Bethel Pilots squad, so a veteran team. And as we know, the Foresters, a very young squad with only Courtney Baker and Amelia Eschman on the senior part of the team. Now looking at the starters for the Foresters, we have number 2, Miranda Palmer, number 3, Kelsey Hubble, number 4, Courtney Baker, number 10, Jacqueline Bonema, and number 20, Amelia Recker, excuse me, it's not Jacqueline Bonema, Amelia Eschman will be getting the start tonight.
Eschman will start in place of the injured Jacqueline Bonema, and it's a good thing that they still have Eschman there, a great 6th man to come in and fill in, and that means the 6th man up will more than likely be Miranda White at that 6th man spot. Also, Allison Trout will have to pick up some slack from the bench with Bonema being out. But these Foresters have overmatched the Pilots before, and look for them to do it again.
And I know Recker, she is never afraid to get inside the paint and collect the rebounds as well. Well, the 2 leading rebounders for the Foresters this year is Bonema and Recker, as I mentioned, and then assist Courtney Baker. I mean, what can we say more about her? I just heard today that she might be doing track and field as well this year. So a 3 collegiate athlete. Amazing.
3-sport athlete right there. It wouldn't surprise me from Courtney Baker. She is definitely fast enough, quick enough, and strong enough to play any sport here at Huntington.
She is indeed.
As we're going to get ready for the tip here inside Platt Arena, it'll be Eschman going up against Moore. And Eschman wins the tip, and we are underway. Courtney Baker with the ball up top. Swing pass to Hubble. Hubble Right side goes to the left, gets it to Eschman. She'll pop from the elbow J, and that's good from Amelia Eschman.
Amelia Eschman getting one of her only starts of the season here tonight and starting the Foresters off strong.
Ward with the ball. Gets it up top now to Coleman. Coleman over to Schrock. She'll take 2, and that drops for her. See some press coming here from the Pilots as Baker able just to run past Ward and go coast to coast, up and in for 2.
It literally looked like slow-mo out there, Logan, and Courtney Baker was just running past all of the Pilots' defenders.
Ward with it, she'll go to Coleman. She'll pop the long 3. That's gonna go around and out. Baker with the board. She looks up court, gets it to Hubble. Hubble drives in, she'll go up for 2. That's no good. Ball hit out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Foresters.
The Pilots are number 6 in the nation at three-point percentage, shooting 37% on the year thus far, but a miss, and the Foresters maintaining the ball.
Hubble with the inbound to Palmer. Palmer picks up a screen from Eschman, goes behind the back. She'll drive in, lose the ball, come back up with it, then go to Eschman. But the pass deflected out of bounds by Ward, so the Foresters still with possession. 21 on the shot clock.
Foresters getting a lucky break. The ball just slipping out of number 25's Eschman's hands.
Hubble the inbounder, goes up top to Baker. Courtney Baker dribbling around, top of the key, goes to Hubble on the left side. Hubble with the step back, and that's gonna roll around and out. Rebound goes to Moore. She'll get it to Ward. Ward up quickly to Aaron Hunt, and she'll get it to Moore. Moore driving right side on Wrecker and able to kiss that off the glass for 2.
You can see the Pilots, they want to drive down the middle and control the paint. The Foresters defense almost holding off, but the Pilots able to find a lane.
Baker with a nice pass to Eschman. Eschman missing the mid-range jumper. Moore bringing the ball up court. She gets it to Ward. Ward cross court to Hunt. Hunt drive in, dish to Moore, top the key for 3. That drops for Moore. 7-4, Pilots on top of the Foresters.
The Foresters wanted to close the gap as Wrecker tried to help on the inside, but that left her man wide open from the 3 range. Not a good outing by the Foresters thus far. Down by 3, but Palmer now, well, as you can see, Logan, is not afraid to take the 3 herself.
Palmer with the match as we see Ward drive in. She'll be fouled. Foul will be on Kelsey Hubble. So that will put Chelsea Ward, the 5'4" senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, to the line to shoot 2. And she's able to hit the first.
She shoots 70% from the charity mark thus far this year, Logan.
Second one's up, and that's good as well. Baker bringing the ball up court for Huntington. She's gonna go right side, pull it back out. Now in the corner to Hubble. Hubble gets it back to Baker. Baker going baseline, finds Wrecker for 2. That's no good. Ward with the rebound and then lost it going out of bounds. Forester possession.
You can see the Pilot defense. They are not having any of it by the Foresters here tonight.
Wrecker gets the inbound. She gets it to Palmer. Palmer up top. She'll get a screen left side, hand off to Baker. Baker with the pump fake from the elbow, gets it back to Palmer. 15 on the shot clock. Hubble with the ball, going baseline. Dish out to Wrecker, top the key. Wrecker now to Baker for a long 2, and that drops for Courtney Baker.
I think that'll be one of the keys for the Foresters, is to just be patient as the Pilots try a fast break.
Schrock left open for 3, she'll take it. That's no good, rebound goes to Hubble. Hubble will bring it up court before getting into the hands of Baker.
Coach Culler was telling her ladies to get on back. It's a good thing they did, preventing the Pilots to add some more points to the board.
Palmer with the ball up top. She'll get it to Hubble. She'll pop a three just a bit too hard. Hunt with the rebound.
Just a bit too hard. I thought that one was going to be good, and if it would be, it would have been a beautiful screen set up by Palmer.
Hunt will dish it to Coleman, top of the key. Eschman out on her. Coleman handoff to Schrock. Schrock getting it poked away, gets it back. Now Ward with it. She'll go to Coleman. She'll shoot a three, and that drops for Marissa Coleman, the senior.
Well, the Pilots thus far showing why they're 6th in the nation at 3 percentage, just knocking off 2 of their own thus far.
Courtney Baker gets it to Miranda Palmer. Palmer going down low to Eschman, has more on her. Recker now with the ball. She'll go to Hubble. Hubble takes the 2 off the mark. Eschman with the offensive rebound and put back.
You could see on Hubble's face, she was just like, she was very thankful that Eschman had got her rebound, but collecting the foul now is Hubble, and 1 for the Pilots.
That was Erin Hunt getting in there for 2, and she'll get an and 1 opportunity when we come back from our first media timeout. Pilots leading the Foresters 14-11, 15-12 remaining in the first half. And Victor, what has caused the Foresters to maybe be down?
Well, I think the Pilots, they have been studying all year in this very tough Crossroads League, and I think their tenacity coming into tonight, that they just wanted to upset one of the top 20 teams in the nation, and thus far they're leading the Foresters by 3, but I think the Foresters are going to do now, we've seen it time and time again, is that after the first media timeout, they seem to turn it up a notch. And we know that whether it be the men's or women's teams, they always seem to be patient. And we saw the Foresters just wait a little bit until the shot clock got maybe to that 5 range and to take a shot. And I think that's what we're going to do throughout the night, is just be patient with the ball.
Foresters, like you said, always patient with the ball and never seem to rush any shots. But right now, they're gonna have to just play defense to start off, and it's gonna hurt offensively having Kelsey Hubble going to the bench with 2 early fouls. Although you don't lose too much with Allison Trout checking into the ballgame for Kelsey Hubble.
Media timeout brought to you by the Huntingtonian newspaper affiliate here on campus. You can follow them on Twitter at Huntingtonian. Their next issue will be coming out the end of February.
We see Rachel Jennings and Alex Crow into the ballgame for Madison Schrock and for Marissa Coleman.
Yes, something in common with this young lady at the line, Logan. Same last name.
That means she's probably going to hit the free throw.
I wouldn't expect nothing less out of a Hunt.
As we have the referees getting the scores card figured out, seeing who's supposed to be in and out, who checked in on time. And the refs going now to Coach Woodrick of the Bethel Pilots to check to see who's supposed to be in. And I believe they're going to assess a technical foul to the Pilots for illegally substituting someone in the ballgame. Someone did not come up and check in. Nonetheless, though, that's going to send Amelia Recker to the line. And Victor, we know Amelia Recker is the best free throw shooter on this Forester squad.
She is indeed shooting 91% thus far in the last outing that the Pilots and Foresters had. Recker scored 12 points of her own, and you can see Coach Woodrick just fighting his case, saying that his player did check in. But as you mentioned, Logan, nonetheless, it'll be technical on the Pilots.
As Recker missing the first one, and a very rare miss out of Amelia Recker. Second one drops for her.
Well, I think the first shot, we always say it when the foul's against our team, so I'll say it in the case of Pilots. Well, maybe the ball never lies, so maybe Pilots player did check in, who knows, but nonetheless, continuing on the game with Erin Hunt at the line.
She'll be going for her and one opportunity. Got fouled by Hubble right before the media timeout. And Hunt able to drop the first one in.
So really in total, nothing changes. It's still a 3-point lead by the Pilots.
Courtney Baker bringing the ball up court. Gets it to Eschman. Eschman handoff to Trout. Trout with the pump fake. She'll go to Palmer. Palmer with the step back. Now driving left side. Gets it to Baker. Baker right back to Palmer. She does a spin move. Gets inside and will be fouled. Foul will be on Angelica Moore.
First foul by the Pilots, and thus far the only 2 fouls by the Foresters is on Kelsey Hubble, and that is why she's on the bench right now.
Palmer gonna go baseline, missing the layup. It'll be Hunt getting it. She'll get it up to Ward. Ward looking to push. Now she'll back it back out. Get the screen from Moore. Go down to Moore. Moore one-on-one with Eschman. Has to dish out to Crow.
You hear Coach Woodrick yelling from the sideline to go, and I think that is what, well, you look at right there, the Pilots getting the jumper right there, but Coach Woodrick wants his girls to just go, 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 because he wants to have the momentum on his side.
Now it's Baker with the ball. Man-to-man defense still being run by the Pilots. Backdoor screen to Palmer. Palmer out to Eschman for 2, and that's good from Amelia Eschman.
A great open door by the Foresters. Palmer drawing the defense, leaving Eschman wide open for the floater.
Hunt with the ball in the corner. She'll get it up top to Jennings. Nearly had it stolen away by Trout. Crow with the ball. She'll go to Ward. Under 10 now on the shot clock, and Ward will take the 3. Too hard. Offensive rebound goes to Crow. Has it poked away by Baker. Baker leading the fast break. And she'll go to Trout for 3. And that's good from Allison Trout to tie it at 17.
Well, with Kelsey Hubble on the bench, it is great seeing Allison Trout hitting 3s of her own.
Ward with it on the right side. She'll drive in, go to Crow. Crow gonna have her pass tipped out of bounds by Baker. Now we'll bring Brooke Yoder into the ballgame for the first time for Amelia Eschman.
I like seeing the smaller lineup that Coach Kohler is putting out there right now because, hey, if Coach Woodrick wants to have a fast-paced game, well, then the Foresters, they know exactly who to put in.
Nice smaller lineup here as we see Palmer gonna get called for a kick ball. That'll reset the shot clock to 15. Tied at 17, 13:07 to go in the first half. Hunt with it, she'll inbound to Ward. Ward gonna get the pass off to Jennings. Jennings gonna fire mid-range, it's not there, and now an over the back call on Angelica Moore, and that'll be her second foul of the ball game.
I could see Record talking to the young freshman Brooke Yoder, just helping her out on the court, and that is what I like seeing, the younger players for the Foresters getting experience, because we might be seeing them over in Sioux City at the end of the year.
Hopefully we will be seeing them in Sioux City, as it'll be the Force coming the other way. Palmer with it, she goes to Trout. Trout gonna drive in, lefty layup, too hard off the glass. Coleman fresh in the game for Moore, who had to sub out with those 2 fouls, gets the rebound. Hunt has it, she'll go to Crow. Crow with an up and under move on Trout. Gets that one up and in to break the tie.
Well, you know that Chelsea Ward, she's going to want to fight for everything that she has, and being a senior, but that'll be a foul now on the Foresters.
Illegal screen there on Courtney Baker, I believe. As now we'll see Taylor Fielstra enter the ball game for Chelsea Ward. Hunt has the ball, goes to Crow. And now an illegal screen called the other way this one on Marissa Coleman.
Well, both teams thus far now have 3 fouls and just technical errors plaguing both squads early on.
Baker with the ball. Pilots with a 2-point advantage. Palmer gets the pass. She'll go to Baker. Baker handoff to Yoder. Yoder gets it back to Palmer. Palmer with the behind the back, up and in for 2. Couldn't quite get it to fall. Recker getting the offensive glass though.
Tremendous athletic ability being shown by Palmer. Great having Recker inside the paint. And as I said, Recker knows how to wreck it under the basket.
Well, Miranda Palmer's just running circles around these Pilots. And now she's going to dish it off to Baker. Baker with it. She'll pull up for 2, and that's good from Courtney Baker. Aaron Hunt will do the ball handling duties for the Pilots as we're tied at 19. She'll get it to Jennings, who will pop a 3. Too strong. Long board goes back to Jennings. She'll get it to Crow. Crow left open for 3. That's too hard. Loose ball tracked down by Palmer.
I can see in both faces, in the faces of both squads, that they just seem a little bit lost. You can see Courtney Baker there. Now, we always commend her on being fast back to the action, but she didn't know where the ball was headed in that play. So I think right now, as we reach the 10-minute mark here in the game, that both squads will look to just collect themselves a little bit better.
Well, we're going to see Brooke Yoder go to the line. She'll be shooting 2. Foul was on Alex Croy, the 5'6" senior from Granger, Indiana. And Yoder able to drill the first one.
In the last matchup, the Foresters were perfect from the line, 10 of 10. Now the Foresters have missed one thus far, but we'll see how it continues tonight as Eschman comes back into the lineup for Recker. Recker getting a well-deserved break, Logan.
Definitely Recker. He's going to have to play more minutes with Bonham out tonight. But that was Brooke Yoder's first free throw of the whole game, or of the whole season, excuse me. As she's going to go 1 for 2. Eschman with the offensive rebound, puts it up and in for 2.
I talked about senioritis a little bit earlier in the game. Well, I think Eschman might have that coming to the end of her career, being one of only 2 seniors on this young Forester squad.
Elisar goes up for 2 and able to get that one to fall.
I like the aggressiveness by Eschman being shown, but a tremendous job by the Pilots, able to just continue to score in the paint.
Yoder with it goes to Palmer. Palmer goes to Yoder now on the left side. 15 on the shot clock. Yoder gets it to Baker. Baker goes opposite side to Palmer. Thought about going with the step back, instead throws it away. Bortlick with the steal.
Well, with the Pilots trying to control the paint, you can see the Foresters trying to control the perimeter. They have 3 capable shooters out there from beyond the rim in Brooke Yoder, Miranda Palmer, and Allison Trout. Pilots right now just look like they're playing with the defense of the Foresters.
Fielstra with the ball going baseline. She'll be fouled by Allison Trout, going up for 2.
Trout doing the best she can to get all ball, but she did post up a little too heavily, just touching the behind the back of the shooter at the line now. And Coach Culler will take a timeout.
Good timeout here from Coach Culler and the Foresters. Foresters leading 22-21, 9:30 remaining. But like you mentioned earlier in the game, the Foresters and kind of the Pilots both just seem lost out here.
They do indeed, Logan. I kind of seem lost a bit myself. Maybe it's just the atmosphere here tonight inside Platt Arena. It's always a good venue here. We got some fans going on, just tremendous feeling we always have here in Platt Arena. But as you said, Logan, it might feel a little bit deflated.
Maybe a little deflated. Definitely the Foresters are going to have to cook something up coming out of this timeout. Really light a fire under them and get going. They do have the lead, and we've seen some good hustle out of key figure in Amelia Eschman getting her first start of the season tonight already with 2 offensive rebounds. That's exactly what you like to see out of your senior, but you're going to need it out of all your players.
The Foresters only led by 1 against Goshen this past weekend, but as we see the Pilots miss her first, but we know that whether it be, again, the guys or the girls, they are both second-half teams.
It'll be Filstra at the line, junior second. Rims out on both of those, only a 54% free throw shooter on the year. There'll be Baker bringing it the other way. She'll get a screen from Eschman, handoff to Yoder. Yoder gonna go to Palmer. Palmer up top, gets it to Baker in the corner. Baker going between her legs, now going down low to Eschman. Ball hit away by Madison Schrock and out of bounds.
Good defense by Schrock, kind of playing the role of Butler from the New England Patriots, just trying to steal that ball away, reading the play. And Forster's now trying to communicate. Yoder finally gets to the sideline to inbound the ball.
Yoder to inbound, gets it to Palmer. Palmer gets it back out to Baker, give it right back. 5 on the shot clock. Eschman gonna pop a 3, and that's going to be an air ball. Shot clock violation against the Foresters.
You can see Eschman, she's just trying to shake it off, doing the best she can. Not one to really take a 3.
That was just a desperation 3, though. You can't fault her for taking it. We'll see Hunt with it. She'll pick up a screen. She'll go to Schrock. Schrock with the pump fake. Baker all over her. She'll get it up to Bortlick. Bortlick now to Hunt. Hunt goes to Elisar. Elisar with it. She'll screen over. Now Bortlick with it, excuse me. She'll shoot, top the key, no good. Elisar with the offensive rebound and put back, that's no good. And the offensive board by Filstra blocked by Eschman.
Eschman outmanned under the basket, doing a great job once again. And Recker now getting some points off the board herself.
She was able to sneak a baseline and get an easy layup. Schrock picks up her dribble and gets it up top to Elsazer. And now an illegal screen called on Caitlin Elsazer.
The third illegal screen call of the game. We don't often see those called.
You're right, we don't. I believe this is the first time all year that we've seen those called. I think it was back in 2014 when I saw the last one called.
It is indeed 3 in one night.
3 and 1/2 so far. As it'll be Courtney Baker bringing it up for the Foresters. Just under 8 minutes remain. Foresters with a 3-point advantage. Recker with it up top. Picks up her dribble, goes corner to Palmer. 10 on the shot clock. Baker with it. She'll take a long 2. That rolls around and out. Elsazer with the rebound. Hunt with it up court. She'll drive in for 2. No good. Eschman with the rebound, and she is hacked.
Excuse me, Logan. Jacqueline Bonema, she leads the team in blocks with 30. But again, Eschman in for her tonight as Bonema's out with a concussion. And we'll take another media timeout here inside Platt Arena. Foresters leading the Pilots 24-21.
Foresters have looked good, especially coming out of that last timeout called by Coach Kohler. They've really played with some more intensity, and I really like that substitution of Brooke Yoder coming in and playing small with the Pilots.
As I mentioned, I like the smaller lineup call by head coach Lori Culler, because if head coach of the Pilots, Andrew Woodich, wants to play this game at a fast tempo, well, look no further than the smalls of the Foresters. They always do a great job of trying to keep the momentum on their own side.
Foresters definitely do a good job of keeping the momentum when they have it. And this has come at the reins without Kelsey Hubble out on the floor. It's definitely a key contributor for the Foresters. She's the 3rd leading scorer, and the Foresters are able to manage so far this half without her.
This media timeout brought to you by FDN News. You can follow them on Twitter at FDN News. They are our news counterpart here, a part of the Forester Digital Network. They are shooting their new episode tonight, and we'll have that for you at our next game on Saturday, Valentine's Day. So hopefully it'll be a nice performance by this Forester squad.
Foresters don't want to look too far ahead, though, to Saturday, where they'll be taking on Grace College. They're going to have to take care of business here against Bethel No one expected it to be this close, this deep into the first half. But like you mentioned earlier, Victor, both the men and ladies squad, they are a second half team.
They are indeed, but you can never overlook any team in the Crossroads Conference League.
Palmer with it, she'll get it up to Baker. Baker drives right side, she'll pull it back out. Now she'll get it down to Recker. Recker on the low block, goes right around her defender and up and in for 2.
Hey, if it works, then don't. If it's not broken, don't fix it. There we go. I'm stumbling against my words. But that is the second time now that they have fed Recker underneath the basket. So again, I look for them to continue that if the Pilots don't capitalize.
Coleman with the ball now for the Pilots. Now Hunt with it. She'll pick up the screen from Bortlick. Bortlick with it. She'll go down and able to get that shot up and in for 2.
Borlick finding a way to get around the defense of Recker. Tremendous job.
Palmer with the ball now. She'll hand off to Yoder. Now fake it actually and throw it away. Schrock coming up with the steal. And she'll get it off to Bortlick. He'll find Coleman. Pass to Ward. Ward gets the screen. And now an illegal screen called again on Marissa Coleman. That's the 7th team foul. So the Foresters will be in the bonus. However, it's not warranted of free throws quite yet. Baker with the ball. 6:10 remains. Foresters with a 26-23 advantage over the Pilots.
Palmer did come out with Yoder taking her spot now.
Eschman will take the jumper. It's not there. Ward with the rebound. She gets it up to Crow. Crow gets it down to Schrock. Dish out in the corner to Coleman for 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Yoder. Yoder gets it up court and get into the hands of Baker.
A great job by the young freshman collecting the rebound and not going for the fast break, but just halting off. And again, Foresters just trying to be patient with the ball.
Recker with it on the elbow. She'll spin off of it, go down low. Up for 2. It's not there. Coleman with the board. She gets it quickly to Ward. Ward driving in, dish to Hunt. Hunt goes cross court to Schrock, and Trout gonna steal that away.
Great job by Allison Trout, the sophomore, seeing the pass, eyeing it, and trying to get the steal.
Baker with it. She'll drive in right side, pick up her dribble, get it to Yoder. 15 on the shot clock. Yoder goes down to Recker. Recker up for 2, and that's good.
The Pilots defense, they're definitely playing a close-knit game. But once again, Amelia Recker finding her way around the wall.
Ward with it, picks up her dribble. Trout comes out on her. And now Crow with it. She'll get it back to Ward. 10 on the shot clock. Coleman with it. And she will be called for a travel. Now we'll bring Rachel Jennings into the ball game now for Madison Schrock. Also, we'll see Caitlin Elsazier back into the ballgame for Marissa Coleman.
Well, with 4.5 minutes left here in the first half, you just know, as Courtney Baker is going to slowly take up the ball, that, again, they want to have the momentum on their side going into halftime.
Courtney Baker with it. She went to go to the corner to Yoder, who was cutting inside. Miscue there from the Foresters leads to a turnover.
And that's just the inexperience showing by the young freshman Yoder, not knowing of when her senior teammate was going to pass the ball to her.
Well, you like to see that she was cutting at least down low. One just standing still. It was a good basketball move by Yoder, just a miscommunication. Elsazier goes up, and she is blocked by Eschman. Ball on the ground. Foresters and Pilots going to the floor. And it will be Pilots' balls. Ball goes out of bounds off of the Foresters.
Well, I always like seeing movement. We saw plenty of movement right there. You could just tell by Eschman's face that she wants that ball.
Pilots with it up top. Hunt going to go down to Elsazier. Elsazier with a nifty move in the lane to go up for 2.
Well, Illicere finding her way around Eschman. Eschman just caught standing still.
Recker now with the 2, and that's good.
I don't know how the Foresters got out of that trap by the Pilots, but nonetheless finding Recker for the J.
Ward goes up top to Crow, now back to Ward. Crow again with it. She'll go left side, loses the ball. Baker, the last one to hit that out of bounds. And now we'll see Miranda Palmer check back into the ballgame for Brooke Yoder and the Foresters.
Yoder getting a good applause from the crowd heading to the pitch. A good outing by the freshman as Palmer will take her place.
3:20 remaining in the first half. Foresters up 30-25 over the Pilots. Crow with it up top. She'll go to Hunt, down low. El Sazir back up top to Crow for 3. That's no good. Recker with the board.
Well, with that double team, Recker leaving her man wide open again, but the miss, so it does not matter. Foresters collecting rebound, marching down the court. Right now, the Pilots are shooting 45% from the field, 50% by the Foresters.
Trout gonna take a 3. That's not there. Eschman with the rebound. Handoff now to Trout, and she is fouled. Late call by the referee. It was the right call. Trout got a push in her back, but I think the ref was waiting to see if Trout hit her or not to award that foul. Foul will be on Aaron Hunt. That's her second. Excuse me, Victor.
You can see Trout just looking at her wrist as she goes up for her first shot. And I think Trout earlier in the game might have gotten cut on her wrist, so she's just trying to suck the blood out and spend as much time in the game as possible. That is great being shown by the sophomore.
Trout missing the second one, only going 1 for 2 from the line.
You can literally say blood, sweat, and tears here tonight by the Foresters.
Ward with it on Trout. Now Crow gets it off. El Sazir with it up top. She'll go down the corner to Jennings. Jennings driving left side, and she is fouled. This foul will be on Amelia Eschman, and they're going to say that the Pilots and Rachel Jennings was in the shot. So they're awarding 2 shots for that.
I heard Daniel Wool over on the bench in the fan crowd tonight. He was like, she was shooting? And I think the rest of the Forester fans are surprised by that call right now, too.
Well, Rachel Jennings, a 77% free throw shooter on the year. Maybe got a little lucky on that one. She hits the second one as well. That looked like a continuation call from the NBA.
It might have been, Logan.
31-27, Foresters on top as we near 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Trout gonna draw a double team. She's gonna get it back to Baker. And a foul called on Taylor Fielstra. And now for Courtney Baker to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
I like the fire being shown by the defense of the Pilots, but it might just be a little bit too soon as Pilots with 9 fouls. Courtney Baker heading to the line. That is not something you want as well. 79% shooter on the year as she makes her first.
Looking to convert on both of these. It'll be Courtney Baker able to drop the second one in as well. And now full court press coming from the Foresters, something we haven't seen nearly all year. And the Pilots do a good job of navigating through it. Ward with it. She'll get it to El Sazir. El Sazir with the pump fake. Now back to Ward on the near side. Ward driving in and is fouled.
Well, I think Coach Culler says once again that if the Pilots, they want to play the rough game, hard knocks, then she is not afraid to play it as well, going to full court press, and the Pilots will take a timeout now.
That foul was on Amelia Recker. That's her first in the team's 6. The Foresters with 1:53 remaining do not want to commit any more fouls since Bethel has just entered the bonus. And that same goes for Bethel. They are pushing the double bonus there for the Foresters with 9 team fouls. So both teams going to have to be wary in these last 2 minutes not to commit any stupid fouls.
A lot of fouls thus far in the game. 33-27 lead by the Foresters, 1:53 left to play. 6 foul by the Foresters, 9 by the Pilots. And at the free throw line, the Pilots, well, they're out shooting the Lady Foresters thus far, 71% as opposed to 62. So you don't too often say that, but I think that just might be the fatigue. This is the third important game by the women's basketball team in this week and a half. I mean, they had 2 great performances against Iwu and Goshen, so maybe it's just that fatigue catching up with them.
Baker with a clean steal there on the Pilots. Ball goes in the hand of Eschman, and now foul called on Rachel Jennings trying to get the ball back. So I'll put Amelia Eschman at the line to shoot 2. Foresters in the double bonus. Eschman, a 74% free throw shooter on the year. Has only taken 19 free throws, though. Tough miss there, ball rolling around and out.
All I can say, Logan, with 10 fouls by the Lady Pilots in this first half, I think we're in for a long night.
Eschman able to convert on the second one to extend the lead to 7 for the Foresters. Ward with it, she'll get a screen from Elsazier. Now Crow with it up top. She'll go to Fielstra. Fielstra back to Elsazier. She'll cross court, go to Jennings. Jennings driving in, gets it swatted from behind by Eschman. And now Eschman getting the offensive board.
Baker wanted to try to steal the ball away yet again, but again, Eschman being there to prevent the shot by the Pilots.
Palmer gonna drive left side, now pull it back out. 15 on the shot clock, Trout with it. Trout goes to Eschman up top, now to Baker. Baker gets a screen, goes cross court to Trout. She'll pop a 3, just nipping the rim. Elsazier with the rebound.
We've maybe got 2 last possessions here as the clock is ticking. 50 seconds left to play in the half, 20 on the shot clock.
Crow with it. She'll get it to Jennings. She'll drive in, get it blocked by Recker. Baker coming up with the rebound. And now she'll slow things down. Trout trying to force it down low. It's not there. Jennings with the steal. She pushes it up to Ward and throws it out of bounds. Turnover for the Pilots. 24 seconds remain in this half. As we'll see a substitution now. Lauren Hostetler will come in for Rachel Jennings in the Pilots.
A bad proceeding of events by both squads, turning over the ball in this final minute. Look for the Foresters to maintain this with 20 seconds left in the half.
Foresters probably going to look to take the last shot. Recker with it on the elbow. She'll get it to Palmer. 8 seconds now. Palmer behind the back. Down low to Eschman. And a foul before the shot. Foul will be on Taylor Fielstra.
Well, at this point, Logan, I just got to say, let him play. I would have loved to seen Eschman getting that backboard right there.
So it will be Courtney Baker at the line, shooting 2. Foul away from the ball. As Baker's free throw rolls around and out.
Well, if the Foresters keep on shooting like this, that might hurt their #1 standing at the free throw line in the nation. Not something they want. You always want to make your opponent fearful of something, and, well, the Foresters have always been known to be fearful from the line.
Baker able to hit the second one, however. 35-27, 5 seconds now, and Ward gets it up court and calls a timeout with 4.3 seconds left in this first half. And it'll be the Pilots talking over one last final play, more than likely try to gain some momentum going into halftime.
Well, we've already seen them hit some threes thus far in the game. They might be trying to cook something up there, because if they hit a three, they're only down by 5. And I mean, hey, they're in great position as they are right now, 35-27, so not down by much. But I think head coach of the Pilots, Woodrich, knows that the Foresters are indeed a second half team. So he definitely wants to have the momentum on his side going into that half, so that way the Foresters cannot run away with it.
Foresters are going to have to be careful not to foul here with Bethel being in the bonus. We Schrock the inbounder.
Key here, I'd say, is just guard the perimeter.
And the Pilots not even going to get a shot off. And that's how the first half will end, with the Pilots holding the ball. 35-27, Foresters lead going into halftime.
When the girls came out, the Pilots came out, I just don't think any of them had a shot in their mind. And if you take a timeout with 4 seconds left going into half, I mean, you want to have that confidence in yourself to take a shot. But nonetheless, Logan, Foresters go into the locker room with the lead, 35-27. We will take a break here on FDN Sports, a part of the Forester Digital Network. I am Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt, taking a commercial break, and we'll be back with your halftime stats.
Get your tickets out, here we go. A blue ticket, 600-631. 631. That's 631. The next ticket number is 647. 647. We've got 631 and 647. You see Cora Frame gripping that basketball for all its work down there. And the next ticket is 640. 640. Don't be bashful. We have 640, 647, and 631. Hey, we still love you. Get up the courage. Get down here. That's good. We have 640 and 647. And amazingly, someone has come up with 631. Outstanding effort, just a little bit long, okay? There we go, free throw. It's cold outside and cold inside tonight. Our halftime shootout. Beautiful three-point shot there. Good for a free pizza, courtesy of Pizza Hut. Half-court shot. Not successful tonight, but
plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live, We chat, we listen, we love.
We have a lot of people that ask us, what does DMA mean?
That's a really good question.
More than just, the study of film or animation.
DMA is digital media arts. It's a relatively new term. I mean, it's been a program here at Huntington for probably 8 years.
It is a look into a whole new culture.
We are the fastest growing major on campus, and I think that has to do with the times.
The famous quote by Plato that the storytellers change the culture.
This is a time in the history of our people when we really want to tell story.
The story is what matters so much.
It's expanded in such a way that
we're just discovering what these tools can do.
Just now finding out what it means to be a digital filmmaker or a digital animator or a digital broadcaster.
I thought I knew what it meant. I thought it meant VeggieTale videos meets gaming meets Hollywood film. And then we hired a couple guys from VeggieTales, Steve and Brian.
When I was first asked to come and help start the program in digital media, I thought, I'm an animator, what do I know about digital media? Well, it turns out that animation is digital media. We started the program in 2005. There were a handful of students that were chomping at the bit.
I just knew that there was something happening in the world of web and animation and film and television, and how do we make this all come together? And that's really was the birth of digital media arts.
We start with a conversation about what that means, what are the responsibilities of being a media maker in this culture.
We offer not only technical training, but we offer all kinds of theory about why you do what you do.
Oui, it's abstract.
We're trying to help students put on their lens as an artist and go, how can I kind of make the connections between my faith and my art, and what does that look like?
But from there we start to go in very separate ways. The animators tend to have much more of an interest in the graphic arts, in drawing and creating their own images. When we launched the animation side of things, we wanted to make a clear footprint in this arena of play. Sort of like kindergartners for college students.
My grandpa, he really likes dynamite.
So that's where the traditional media, the clay, the sand, those kind of things came in as a great introduction and as a way to sort of capture the enthusiasm that the students were bringing to this medium.
Had a lot of interest in illustration, animation, fine arts, and the thing about this program is it ties a lot of those elements together.
So that back and forth between the analog and the digital world in so many different ways. It's really, really exciting right now. The technology is making it very doable, and it's making for work that it's animation we've never really seen before. It's kind of cool.
This is tremendously important to think about. We put it off. Death is swept under the carpet in our culture. In the hospital, they try to keep you alive as long as possible in utter desperation. They won't tell you that you're going to die.
I think film has a very unique place in the prism of digital media arts.
It gives our students a lot of opportunities to do hands-on learning, so it's very kinetic.
I think that comes for one reason because of the accessibility towards career equipment.
With the time that you're here, you're able to take on so many different positions.
I love it when I'm hearing students just talk about the fact that, yeah, I'm directing photography on this film, but I'm doing production design on this other film, and I'm helping this student with their story, and it's just so multifaceted.
All the positions are open to you. There's not a specific route you have to take, and that will help you understand what you like and what you don't like.
I remember when the school asked me what my favorite movie was, I said Transformers. I kind of regret saying that now. I just thought, the main purpose of filmmaking is visual effects. Through my time over here, I learned that, storytelling is so much more than that.
The most recent adaptation is our Broadcast Fusion Media major. So we've taken the last 18 months and completely rebranded our broadcasting major into a Broadcast Fusion Media.
We're not interested in teaching you how the business will look now when you leave. We're interested in teaching you how the business will look in 10 years.
And it is fusing together photography meets cinematography meets
podcasting and web video.
Fusion Media is the next thing for students that want to work in advertising agencies, church media, and definitely be a part of a creative class.
I am really excited about the future of digital media arts. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera. I'm saying that because it's true. We are entering in what could be a golden age, not only for just cinema in general, but for Christian filmmakers.
When we invite students to come and study with us here at Huntington, we're looking for a passion for storytelling, a commitment to the journey, which is long and lifelong, because being a filmmaker is a lifestyle choice.
I really feel that it's not just the stories we tell, it's how we move through the industry, it's how we treat other people that we work shoulder to shoulder with.
Right now, we can't even begin to imagine the changes that are coming. We only know that they are coming. So empowering our students to be lifelong learners is what we're all about. We are living in one of the most fascinating times in the history of man. People really need stories right now to help us understand the confusion, the zeitgeist of confusion of our times. And what better way to tell stories than with picture and sound?
I know I get excited about it, I get too excited about our program, but I am excited about our program. It's unique, it's compelling, it's different, it's hands-on. It's a program that you can come in and find your voice.
And use those authentic voices to be able to communicate everything that we need to be more human, to be more fully alive in the world.
That's pretty much it. I mean, that really.
And we're back here inside Platt Arena. Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt, 19th ranked Huntington University Foresters, leading the Bethel College Pilots 35-27 at the half.
It's been a slow half for both squads. The Foresters able to pull away there late in the half, but definitely not what the Foresters wanted to do coming out. They want to come out here and get just a bigger lead than this, and definitely not allow Bethel to score 27 points.
Well, we know that the women's basketball team is a second half squad, just like their counterparts, the men, who unfortunately had a heartbreaking loss last night. Drew Benedict hit the game-tying three with just under a second remaining, so tremendous job by him, but unfortunately Foresters fell in overtime. I look for the Foresters now to throw some propane on the fire and get this game going here in the second half. 17 total fouls in the first half, so that, will hurt both squads, just because the momentum really can't stay on either side of the ball, with time just stopping every now and again.
Well, you mentioned 17 total fouls. We saw 2 of them quick out of Kelsey Helble. She only got about 5 minutes of playing time, and that definitely hurt the Foresters in scoring. We see 3 Pilots with 2 fouls, Coleman, Moore, and Hunt. Those are key ladies, too.
Kelsey Helble looked for her to come back. She was the leading scorer against the Pilots with 22 points in the first outing earlier this year. And looking at the halftime stats, free throw percentage, not what the Foresters are usually known to do. Only 58% from the charity mark, 71% by the Pilots. field goal percentage about the same, 46-40. Rebounds again about the same. So both squads playing about the same. And speaking of same, it is a three-way tie for leading scorer between Amelia Recker, Amelia Eschman, who got the start over Jacqueline Bonema, the hurt Jacqueline Bonema here tonight, and then Courtney Baker with 9 points.
Well, so if I had to have a player of the half, it would be Amelia Eschman. She has 9 points, 5 rebounds, with 3 of those coming on the offensive end, getting those second chance opportunities. 4 for 7 on the night, and she's done a fantastic job filling in for Jacqueline Bonema at that starting position.
As I mentioned, it's probably that senioritis catching her, and we've already seen that Chelsea Ward, who's a senior for the Pilots, she's kind of caught that senioritis as well, only with 2 points thus far, but I think her overall presence just really pushes the Foresters to their limit.
I'd say it definitely does. You always like the seniors being out there and really pushing the younger ladies to run the floor and really run the game plan that Coach Kohler has in motion. This is a very experienced Forester squad when it comes to playing time, being out there against these crossroad foes, and they are not going to let the Bethel College Pilots try to steal one here.
Well, we saw Coach Kohler go with the smaller lineup, putting Brooke Yoder in, and now we will see Kelsey Hubble once again return to the lineup. But I don't shame Coach Kohler going to that smaller lineup at all, because head coach of the Pilots, Andrew Woodrich, wanted to play that faster game. And so Coach Kohler, she's been in this for a long time now. She has over 500 wins in her career. She knows how to play the game of chess.
Coach Kohler definitely knows how to move her pieces around to win the game. As we see starting the second half, it'll be Madison Schrock getting it started for the Pilots. 2 points on the board for them. Baker going back door to Palmer. Palmer going to have to tip it right back out to Baker. Now down low to Eschman. Eschman goes to Baker. Baker goes up for 2 in the paint, and that's good. Ward going to bring it the other way now for the Pilots. She gets it to Moore. Moore dish out to Hunt in the corner. Hunt picks up a screen from Moore. Driving left side, now to Coleman. Coleman over to Ward on the left side. Ward going to get it to Moore. Tries going down low to Coleman. That's up and in for 2.
Well, the Pilots coming out of the gate, and you see Coach Kohler just telling her girls to get in the right position. But the fire thus far, the momentum of the fire, is on the Pilots' side.
The momentum so far is Forster with the 6-point advantage. Baker with it. She'll go to Recker in the corner. Recker gonna get it poked away by Hunt and kicked out of bounds. And the referee gonna call it in favor of the Pilots.
Well, if we had a camera over there on the baseline, I would have to say that the ball might have been kicked off by number 40 Moore by her foot, but nonetheless, again, the refs, they have a better angle than we do.
Moore with a missed layup down low, able to get her on rebound and get the putback. That's been 2 easy layups in the paint for the for the Pilots.
Well, we saw it in the first half, Logan, that the Pilots, they've started to take control of the paint, and now they have totally taken control of the paint as the Foresters will turn over the ball. Pilots will have the ball after this timeout taken by Coach Kohler.
And you know, Coach Kohler just looks pretty upset with the ladies. They're playing very sloppy, but the Foresters still have to realize they have a 4-point advantage. I know it's very early here in the second half, but they still have the advantage, and they've been running a lot of the things right. Just they've been not really converting them on the offensive end, and we've seen defensively just some breakdowns down low. It's right to some easy layups.
Very well said, Logan. They just haven't been executing as they should on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that's why Coach Kohler just called this timeout, to sit her girls down and get them back in the right state of mind. I wanted to mention this during the halftime game, but mention it right now, looking across the lead. St. Francis leads Spring Arbor 42-38, so a little bit closer game there as well as it is here tonight. And then we have Marion, surprising team of the year in the Crossroads League, leading Grace 32-17. And as we know, Grace will be here inside Platt Arena against the Foresters on Saturday. IWU leads Taylor with under a minute to go at the half. 32-14, and then Goshen College leading Mount Vernon Nazarene 41-20.
Well, I'll tell you what, with that St. Francis and Spring Arbor game, St. Francis only up by 4. That's the potential third place spot for the Foresters. If St. Francis is to lose sometime in this season, we know in a few weeks it'll be Foresters facing off St. Francis for that third place spot, and that could really help them in the Crossroads League tournament.
I look for the 2 pivotal games left for the Foresters. I mean, they're all pivotal, but the 2 most importantly will be against St. Francis and then the last game of the year against Taylor.
We see Eshman, though, with the rebound. Missed opportunity there by the Pilots. It's Baker now coming the other way. She'll drive in for 2 and throw that one off the glass and in for 2. Hunt with the ball on the other end. She'll go baseline, go up for 2, and that's good.
Well, I mentioned it at halftime. I think the propane has definitely been set on the fire for both squads thus far, especially for the Pilots coming out of the gate. Foresters' lead now is only 39-35.
Palmer with the ball. She'll go to Recker. Recker down to Eshman. Eshman able to get and 1. Getting the 2 and going to the charity stripe.
That was a beautiful connection by the senior and junior. The 2 Amelia connection right there. Again, just a beautiful way, threading the needle, getting the and 1 for Eshman.
Eshman's free throw able to roll around and in to give the Foresters a 7-point advantage. Ward with it on the far side. She'll get it to Moore in the corner. Moore gonna drive in, dish to Coleman now. Hunt back with the ball. She'll go to Moore up top, 15 on the shot clock. Moore picks up her dribble, gets it to Schrock in the corner, and that's gonna be a long 2 by Schrock. Baker getting it up court the other way. She'll get it to Hubble. Hubble with the 2, that's no good. Recker with the offensive rebound. She'll pump fake and then go up for 2, and that's good.
I'll just have to call that one a pass by Hubble. And it was a nice lucky pass from Hubble to Recker collecting the rebound.
We see Coleman missing that 3. Baker bringing it the other way, gets it to Hubble. Hubble with the step through up and in for 2.
Well, I think that play got opened up by having Chelsea Ward. She kind of hobbled to get back on the defensive side, so I look for her to come out at the next chance she can, kind of having a limp with her knee right now.
Coleman with the ball. She'll get it to Ward. Ward back to Coleman. Coleman gets the double team, and now a timeout called by Coach Woodrick. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. .53 remaining. Full timeout now coming from Bethel and the Pilots. 46-37 Foresters on top here inside Platt Arena.
Well, the Lady Pilots, they came out with a little bit more umph, pep in their step, trying to go against 19th ranked Huntington, but reaching the 15:53 mark, the Foresters looks like they kind of have collected themselves after stumbling amongst themselves at the beginning of the half, and that's exactly what Coach Culler is telling her squad right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Brooke Yoder come back into this game.
You know, we saw Coach Culler go with a smaller lineup in the first half. It'll be interesting to see what she goes with in the second half. Foresters have pulled away and gained a 9-point advantage thus far, but they really turned it on after that timeout by Coach Culler. We're about 2 minutes into the half. These last 2 minutes have been all theirs. They've really poured it on to the Pilots, and it's been getting easy looks down low.
And that's due in part to Amelia Recker just living up to her name, wrecking it underneath the basket, both on offensively and defensive side of the ball. Amelia Recker collecting 4 rebounds, and then Amelia Eshman as well with 6 rebounds of her own.
Hunt gonna inbound for the Pilots. Gets it up top to Fielstra, 5 on the shot clock. Fielstra spinning down low, and she will be bailed out with a foul. Foul will be on Miranda Palmer. That will be her first. Now put Fielstra to the line to shoot 2.
Correction, Logan, the foul will be on Amelia Eschman.
We saw Fielstra miss 2 already. She able to hit that one.
I can see why you might have mixed that one up, because Eschman looked like she was completely vertical, and the fans, we could hear them behind us just not quite agreeing with that call.
That definitely fooled me there. Fielstra missing the second one, however. Kels, it'll be Courtney Baker coming the other way. She'll hand off to Hubble. Hubble driving in, now back to Recker with the pump fake. Recker gonna work it down to Eschman, who will get an easy layup.
Eschman having the game of her career at Huntington University now with 14 points.
Hunt with it. She'll go to El Cesar, who pops the long 2, and that drops for her. Courtney Baker gets the pass down low to Hubble, who'll get it to Recker. Recker leaning in, trying to draw the foul, but it is blocked out of bounds, and so the Foresters will keep possession.
Well, wise by Recker trying to draw the foul, but with the momentum on her team's side, I would rather her just try to make the shot.
Palmer drawing a triple team and throwing it to Recker. But Recker letting it go, thinking there was someone in the corner. It'll be a turnover there for the Foresters.
Foresters just got to remember to keep their heads in the game.
Moore with it. She'll cross it to El Cesar. She'll find Fielstra. Fielstra driving in. Dish to Hunt in the corner. Hunt going baseline out to El Cesar. 1 pass to Moore. She'll work it back to Hunt in the corner. Down to Moore. Moore going up for 2. It's no good. Gets her own rebound. Goes up again and foul. And 1 opportunity coming from Angelica Moore.
That's the second time Moore has gotten underneath the rim and drawn the foul here in this half. Definitely not afraid to get down and dirty inside the paint, trying to will her team back. Only down 48-42, trying to add that extra point.
Moore able to hit that shot. So now we'll see Brooke Yoder coming into the game for Kelsey Hubble. We also saw Allison Trout come in for Miranda Palmer. 2 out of the top 3 leading scorer for the Foresters now on the bench with Palmer and Hubble. It'll be interesting to see who steps up to score for the Foresters.
Well, it's all where the hot hand is on any given night, and right now the hot hand is in Courtney Baker's, Amelia Recker's, and Amelia Eschman's.
Recker with it up top. She'll get it to Baker. 5 on the shot clock. Baker drives in, up for 2, and that's good.
That was a great fake out by Courtney Baker, as she always does, lulling her opponent to sleep and just kissing it off the backboard.
Hunt gonna get it to El Cesar for 2, and that's good from her. She had 12 points the last time these 2 squads met. So far, not quite matched it tonight. So we see Yoder with the ball in the corner. She'll get it up top to Trout. Trout now to Baker. Baker driving in, now to Recker. Recker taking a long 2, it's not there. El Cesar with the rebound.
Well, the momentum all of a sudden once again is on the Pilots' side. Let's see if they can capitalize here and lower the lead held by the Foresters. And they will do that indeed, with Moore once again fighting under the rim. And Coach Culler will take another timeout. She will have 3 remaining in this game.
13-12 remaining in the ball game. Foresters lead 50-47, and this has been a very close matchup that not many people around the Crossroads League would have expected, Victor.
A much closer game, as you mentioned, Logan. The first outing I'd like to mention again is that the Foresters beat the Pilots 82-60. So I can kind of sense that in the minds of the Pilots that they have redemption on their meal platter tonight here inside Platt Arena. They're not wanting to give any inch against the Foresters.
They do not at all want to give anything. Foresters fighting for every single point that they've gotten, and so far it's been Angelica Moore for the Pilots, really working down low and getting good shots in this second half. Foresters going to have to figure out a way to stop that.
Well, we've seen this before, that when Miranda Palmer and Kelsey Hubble do not have the hot hand, the Foresters tend to be in trouble. And as I mentioned earlier in the game, Logan, that it might just be because that in the past 2 games, Hubble and Palmer have really shined at their highest level against IWU and Goshen. IWU last week and then Goshen this past weekend. So it might be that fatigue, but when you're a leader of a squad, you gotta just try your best and try to get that open shot.
We see that a lot where teams get on a winner's high and they take teams like this for granted, with ones where they're favored to win after coming off a big win in Indiana Wesleyan last week. Indiana Wesleyan hadn't lost a Crossroads League game up to that point, and Foresters hand them their first win. They get a big win against Goshen. Now back at home, Foresters are going to have to take care of business. Eshman gets the pass. She'll go to Trout for 3 out of the timeout. Splish! Splash, Allison Trout.
As I mentioned, when your star athletes don't have the hot hand, look for those off the bench. The 6th man, if you will. Allison Trout plays that role more often than not.
Nice steal there by the Foresters as Baker would drive in and pull it back out. She'll get it to Trout. Trout left open from the free throw line. That's no good. Schrock with the rebound. She gets it up to Hunt. Hunt throws it cross court to Fustra for 3, and that's good. Pilots with an answer.
Pilots only down by 3 now. That is the closest lead held by either squad, looking back to the early 15-minute mark in the first half.
Palmer drives in left side, off mark with her layup. Air ball there, and the Pilots coming the other way. Shark with it, goes to El Cazir. Forrester switching to a 2-3 zone. El Cazir with it, now into the corner to Hunt. Down low to Moore. Moore up for 2, not there. Eshman with the rebound.
Moore thus far has been the star player for the Pilots in this second half, but Eshman finding a way to shut her down, and Trout now, another 3.
Allison Trout's been known to do that once she hits her first. A second one comes quickly. Now we'll see Schrock try to answer. That one rolls around and out. El Cazir with the rebound, up and in for 2.
I'm loving this back and forth by both squads right now. They're just wanting to one-up each other, and I love that. It is great for the momentum on both sides.
Trout with it. She'll go to Baker in the corner. Cross court to Palmer. She'll pop the 3. That's short. Palmer couldn't quite corral her own rebound. And they'll be out of bounds. Pilots gaining possession. So now we'll see Marissa Kuhlman come in for Kaylin El Cazir. And now we'll see Coach Kohler call another timeout with 10:59 remaining. Foresters lead 56-52.
I like this timeout being called by Coach Kohler because she can realize that the Pilots on the heels just trying to nip away at the Foresters lead. The Pilots came within 3, the lead down just one more above that, now at 4. So Coach Kohler definitely wants to make sure this game remains on her team's side. And we will see Kelsey Hubble coming back into the game. Let's see if she can get anything going for herself. Right now, she only has 2 points after scoring 22 in these two's last matchup.
It will be Forester basketball. Or excuse me, Pilots basketball coming out of the timeout. Foresters clinging to a 4-point advantage. 2-3 zone still out by the Foresters. We see Kelsey Hubble in the ballgame for Miranda Palmer. It'll be Kuhlman with it, back to Hunt. Hunt up top, gets a screen from Moore. Over to Fielstra. Fielstra on the wing, gets it stolen away by Baker. Hubble coming up with the loose ball. She'll push it, now dish to Eschman. Eschman gonna have to work it back out before being fouled.
Foresters did a great job defensively shutting down the Pilots. I heard Coach Culler from the sideline telling Baker to just stay close to Enlikia Moore. And I think that might be although estranged matchup that we might see later on.
Baker with the ball, getting the play call from Coach Kohler up top. She'll go right side. Needs to pass it. She gets it to Trout. Trout goes over to Hubble. Hubble with the pump fake. She'll drive in, up for two. That's no good. Moore with the board. Hunt with it up top. Forcers sticking to their 2-3 zone. Moore has it now on the wing. Fielstra with it up top. She'll drive in. Lefty layup. No good. Rebound. Ball going out of bounds. Last touched by Recker. Pilots keeping possession.
Well, I could easily say, as I heard a fan just say behind me, that might have been an over back. But refs just letting them play right now.
Moore with the ball. Forcer going back to man now. Kuhlman with it up top. She'll fire. And that's good from Kuhlman, a three.
Plenty of umph in that shot. Again, like to remind the folks at home, the Pilots ranked 6th in the nation at 3% shooting, and they are showcasing it here tonight.
Recker with the ball down low, going cross court to Baker. Quick pass to Hubble for three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Schrock. And Pilots with a chance now to take the lead. Schrock firing. That's no good. Eschman with the rebound.
Pilots trying to catch the Forester defense asleep as they tried to reset. Now, Foresters trying to march right on back, maintain their lead. It's only by one right now.
Eschman able to hand off to Hubble. Hubble now to Eschman. Eschman losing the ball. It'll be Fielstra coming up with it. She gets it up to Schrock. Hunt with it up top. And Pilots trying to work something now. Baker getting her hands on a pass. Hunt comes up with it. Moore gets the pass. She'll try to work it down low. To no avail, and it'll be a turnover from the Pilots.
Both teams being a little bit sloppy with how they control the ball, which, hey, I think the Pilots will take it and the Foresters will take it, as the heat has definitely escalated here. And Foresters just again trying to maintain their lead of 1 point, 56-55 with 8 minutes to go.
Recker trying to go to work down low, gets it to Eschman. She'll put up a floater and is fouled.
Smart job by Eschman. She realized that she did not have the shot, and she tried to lay it up anyway, drawing out the foul.
Foul will be on Madison Schrock, her first. The team's third of this half, so Eschman at the line shooting two. She able to hit the first. We'll see Miranda Palmer come in for Courtney Baker and the Foresters. A lot less fouls called in this half than we saw in the first one. 17 fouls in the first half and only 5 so far as we're past halfway.
It's definitely a change of pace, a good thing for this game.
Eschman converting on the second one as well to extend the lead back to 3 for the Foresters. Foresters sticking to their 2-3 zone. Moore with it down low. She'll go up for 2, and that's good.
Moore once again finding her way to the basket. Kelsey Hubble almost taking a spill, catching herself. I'm glad that she was able to do so because that could have easily been a rolled ankle.
Palmer driving in for 2, almost and 1. After the behind-the-back move that's caught the Pilots looking all night long. It'll put Miranda Palmer to the line to shoot 2.
Palmer 85% from the charity mark thus far this year, but Foresters only 10 of 15 from that spot tonight.
Palmer able to hit her first. Foresters looking to get this lead back up to 3 points. Palmer's second one is good as well.
You can tell that Coach Cullers, she kind of wants to play that prevent style. She motioned for her players to get on back before Palmer hit that second shot. She just wants to have control of this game, and I don't blame her.
Moore gonna drive in on Recker, go up for 2. That's no good. Eschman with the rebound. Palmer bringing it up court for the Foresters. Dribbling around top of the key is Palmer. She'll get into the corner to Trout. Trout goes baseline, now gets it back to Cutting. Palmer, smart pass to Eschman, can't quite get the layup to drop. Hunt coming the other way for the Pilots. Man-to-man defense from the Foresters again. Hunt gets it to Coolman at the top of the key. She'll pick up her dribble and get it back to Hunt. 10 on the shot clock. Hunt back to Coolman. Pump fake. She'll drive in. Floater. No good. Rebound goes to Eschman.
Moore tried to sneak in there to try to collect the rebound again, but Eschman, once again, so far, being the key player for the Foresters tonight.
And Recker getting deep position down low on Moore. Able to get an easy layup.
The two Amelias thus far, Eschman has 16 and Recker now with 13.
Ward with the ball for the Pilots. She's dribbling in the corner, goes up top to Schrock. Trout all over her, not letting her gain an inch of breathing room. She'll pass it to Moore. Moore has picked away by Recker. Recker coming the other way. She'll go up for 2, and that's good.
You don't often see that by Recker, but it is definitely well welcomed by the Forester squad right now.
Ward picking up a screen from Moore. She'll get it back to her, and a travel called on Angelica Moore. Be a turnover for the Pilots.
This is not the time for the Pilots to break down as we see Moore talk to her coach. She wants her key player, his key player to be in the right mindset. She is really the only one getting anything started by the Pilots. 14 points thus far.
And a foul called now. Amelia Recker driving in. Foul will be on Angelica Moore. That'll be Moore's 4th foul and the team's 5th.
Excuse me, Logan. Not a good process of events for Moore after Recker stealing the ball away from her and now collecting her 4th foul.
Palmer going to step back, take a 3 from the corner. It's not there. Moore with the rebound. And she gets it stolen by Palmer. Palmer up for 2, and that's good.
And that is how Palmer shows, even though not having a great night herself, but never give in, never give up.
Moore with it. She'll drive in and is fouled. Going up for 2. Foul will be on Amelia Recker. So put Angelica Moore at the line to shoot 2. 5 minutes remain in this ball game. Foresters pulled out to a 9-point advantage. Moore looking to cut into that. She hits the first one. Now we'll see a substitution. We have Alex Crow coming in for Marissa Kuhlman and the Pilots. Moore missing the second. Rebound goes to Recker.
That's her first miss of the night. She's 2 of 3 from the line.
Palmer going all the way in and getting it to Hubble. Hubble drives in, kick to Trout for 3. That's good from Allison Trout.
Trout hot at the 3-point range tonight. That's her 3rd.
Ward gonna get it to Moore. Moore up top to Crow. Now to Schrock. in the corner. Schrock gonna go baseline and is fouled by Allison Trout. And now we'll bring in Caitlin Elsazier for Angelica Moore and the Pilots.
Correcting myself, that was actually the 4th 3 by Trout thus far.
Ward inbounding. She'll get the inbound back from Elsazier. Dribbling up top. Going to go between the legs, left side. Now at the free throw line to Elsazier, pump fake. Elsazier will drive in. Get it blocked from behind by Eschman. And it's Hubble coming the other way for the Foresters. She'll get it to Palmer. Palmer driving in, now pulling it back out, gonna find Hubble. Hubble gets it to Recker. Recker throwing this one away, Schrock getting her hand on that pass. It'll be Hunt bringing it the other way. She'll drive in for 2, no good. Eschman with the rebound and a foul called.
That is Eschman's 11th rebound of the game. She now has a double of 16 points and 11 rebounds.
Foul will be on Kaylin Elsier. That'll be her 2nd. And the team's 6th.
Excuse me, Logan, that was actually her 12th. Just updated for me.
Double team by the Pilots on Trout. Trout's pass getting tipped out of bounds. So Foresters will retain possession with 3:41 remaining. Foresters on top by 11, 69-58. Palmer dribbling right side, 15 on the shot clock. She'll drive in, now dish to Eschman for the mid-range. Rolls around and out, and Hubble with the offensive rebound.
Even though Hubble has not been there to score the points tonight, again, only with 2, it's where she is when it matters. Right there, getting that rebound and just giving the Foresters another possession.
Trout with it in the corner now. Get it back to Palmer. Palmer gonna shoot the 3, and that's good from Miranda Palmer.
Palmer finally getting herself on fire.
Schrock with it on the other end. She'll go to Crow up top. Crow slicing and dicing, missing the layup though in the lane. Recker with the rebound.
Well, this game is looking awfully familiar from the first matchup that the Foresters and Pilots had earlier in this year. That final score was 82-60. Fans not liking that call of a charge by Trout.
Well, Allison Trout will be called for an offensive foul there. Now bringing a pair of substitutions for the Pilots. We'll see Kuhlman and Moore back in for Crow and Filstra. Ward with it, she'll go up top to Kuhlman. Kuhlman, handoff to Schrock. Schrock with the spin move, goes to Moore. Moore goes to Kuhlman on the wing. She'll go to Hunt up and in for 2, and that's good. And a timeout now by Bethel.
It was a good thing Hunt was able to finish that play for the Pilots, because I saw a lot of hesitation by Moore not wanting to take the shot. So Pilots able to move the ball around. They now have 60 points, down by 12. What do you think, Logan, that the Pilots could do to get back into this game with 2:14 left? Still a lot of time with being down by 12 and being 6th in the nation at scoring 3s in a game.
Well, obviously on the offensive end, it's gonna have to come from just hitting the rest of your shots. You can't afford any misses on the offensive end. Defensively, you're gonna have to start trapping the Foresters in the corner, really come in with maybe a different look defensively, maybe a 1-3-1, make it easier to trap. That's all they can really hope for against the Foresters, and when it gets down to it, they're gonna have to start fouling the Foresters, and really all of them have shot fairly well in the second half. It started a little bit of the struggle in the first half, but they've pulled it together, and I don't know who you would even foul out there on the floor for the Foresters. They all have been doing well. Obviously Palmer and Recker are the big ones, but Hubble and Trout and Eschman all been capable of hitting their free throws.
A rocky job by the Foresters in the first half, shooting 58%, but as you mentioned, Logan, they have improved upon that in the second, shooting 70, almost 71%, being 12 of 17. But with those 17 team fouls, by the Pilots. That is really what has dug themselves a hole.
Coming out of the timeout, the Pilots are going to go with the four-court press. Palmer bringing it up court, immediately drawing the double team. And Palmer going in it to Hubble. Now loose ball goes to Trout. Trout gets it to Eschman. Gets it back up top to Palmer. Now slows things down. 15 on the shot clock.
It was a great cut around by Palmer, getting it on to her side of the court. But shot clock running down now.
Hubble goes up, gets it blocked from behind by Crow. And now Trout coming the other way. She's going the corner to Ward. Ward up top to Corey. That's a miss. And it'll be Palmer with the ball. 1:30 remains. Palmer bringing it up court, driving in, now going to pull it back out. Get it up top to Recker. Recker and the Foresters letting this clock wind down as Recker drives in for two, and that's good. 74-60. We'll see Hunt take a three for the Pilots, and that's good. Timeout called by the Pilots, down by 11 with 1:05 remaining. And you got to think if the Foresters can hit their free throws, this one will be all but over.
Well, Aaron Hunt proving the Hunt name proud, Logan. But as you just mentioned, with 1:05 left to play, really, the Pilots have got to foul the Foresters if they want to stay in this down by 11. But the Foresters, they are not the team you want to foul, because Palmer 85% from the charity mark, Hubble 75%, Baker 79%, and Recker 91%. I mean, it's really a curse to want to foul the Foresters in order to stay in the game. I would really just want to suggest to the Pilots to just move the ball as fast as possible, go back to going inside, underneath the basket, inside the paint, because that's what worked for them in the first half, and they've really gone away from that here in the second, and I think that's why the Foresters are leading by 11 right now.
That's a very, very good observation, that we haven't seen the Pilots working the ball inside much. They've been settling for some long jumpers in these last 5 minutes, and I think that's ultimately what put them down by 11. We saw them get as close as one, had a possibility of taking the lead, and since then it's been all Foresters. As we'll see Brooke Yoder substituting in the game for Amelia Eschman. I like that by Coach Kohler, getting another ball handler on the court with this full court press coming from Bethel.
Well, when the Pilots came within one, I could see that the Foresters, that they were shaking in their boots. But since then, the Pilots have kind of navigated off course, forcing another foul.
It'll be Amelia Recker going to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Seventh team fouls. We'll see Eschman come back in for Yoder. Recker missed a free throw already in this ball game off those technical free throws in the first half, but she's usually near perfect from the line. .54 seconds remain. Foresters lead by 11. And Recker drilling the first. Gonna earn the second.
2 of 3. Let's see if she can hit this second one.
And that one rolling around and in for her.
Craziest shot if I've ever seen one, Logan. It about touched all sides of that backboard.
Ward with it for the Pilots. She'll get it to Schrock, who gets her three blocked by Courtney Baker and out of bounds. So it'll be Pilots ball with 44 seconds remaining.
Wodrich wanted the foul called on Baker, saying that she hit the shooter's hand, but refs saying no and just calling it out of bounds. Eschman will take a seat, and Hubble coming in for her.
Ward to inbound, gets it to Moore. And now a foul called on Courtney Baker. Or excuse me, on Allison Trout. That's the 16th foul for the Foresters, so no more fouls can be taken for the Foresters, or else Bethel will be in the bonus.
We could hear Coach Kohler saying it's all right. Foresters just need to play through right now, getting the job done. Palmer trying to force the ball away.
And now they're going to call foul on Kelsey Hubble coming in. Or excuse me, now a foul on Miranda Palmer. So that'll bring in Alex Crow for Rachel Jennings and the Pilots. Now put Chelsea Ward, the senior, to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 for the Pilots. And Ward missing that free throw. Baker comes up with it.
Baker just wanting to draw this play out as long as possible, getting the shot clock down. It's about a 2-second differential.
Palmer now has it near half court. Shot clock turned off. So we have 10 seconds. And Victor mentioned there's about a 2-second differential, and then they turn the shot clock off. So there should be 9 now on the shot clock. Not sure why the shot clock was turned off.
Not something you do in the game of basketball, even though the game's almost over. You don't just turn off the shot clock with, I mean, only 2 seconds, but still.
So Coach Woodrick is trying to get an explanation from the referee. And he has a valid argument, because when last time we looked up, there was about a 2-second differential. So unless there was a shot clock error before that, and Bethel will take a timeout now with 11 seconds remaining. And it'll be a full timeout. And they have 14 on the shot clock here, but there's 11 on the play clock, so I'm not sure what the confusion is.
As I mentioned, it was a 2-second differential, so the refs, they should correct this and make it 9 seconds left on the shot clock. I mean, that's why the Foresters are running around with the ball and not holding it. And I just heard the ref, they're gonna make it 8 seconds now. That might be giving an extra second to the Pilots, but nonetheless, this game is just about over. 11 seconds left, Foresters lead 76-63 here inside Platt Arena.
Well, you know, we say anything can happen in the Crossroads League, but this would top them all if Bethel was able to score 13 points in 11 seconds and not even having the ball to start with.
I don't see them pulling a Reggie Miller.
That's a very good analogy. Well, it'll be Hubble to inbound from the sideline. Inbound in the backcourt, and it's poked out of bounds by Ward. Second coming off the clock.
I still like the tenacity being shown by head coach Rodrich of the Pilots. He's telling his players not to give up, and I like to see that in any game, not to give up.
Trout gonna get the inbound. She'll get it up past half court, get it to Palmer. 3 on the shot clock, and they're gonna let the shot clock expire with 2 seconds remaining. This game's almost over. Crow will be the inbounder. They'll put 3.4 now on the play clock. Ward with the inbound, 1 second. She'll get the shot off, and it drops for. So that's how this ball game will finally end. 76 to 65. Foresters winning this one.
A crazy bounce by the senior Chelsea Ward, just trying to buffer the stats, and I don't blame the senior. But nonetheless, as you mentioned, Logan, sort of hesitated ending here inside Platt Arena, but Foresters win 76 to 65. We'll be back here inside Platt Arena for the final stats as well as interview with Coach Color by our sideline reporter, Kelsey Cruz.
Is it this one? Or no? It's yellow. Oh, it's something down here. Yeah. Water medication. Thank you. She is fully medicated.
And welcome back here inside Platt Arena. Women's basketball team Foresters ranked 19th in the nation, getting the job done here tonight. Overall, I mean, not a great performance by the Foresters at the beginning, but their bench really stepped it up for them.
Bench definitely stepped it up. We saw Allison Trout big coming in there. Amelia Eschman, as a starter, put in work. She usually is on the bench. She definitely has given Coach Kohler a bit of a debate on who really should get the start once Bonema comes back between Eschman and her. I mean, Eschman came out and had a double-double tonight. who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
She's fighting for it. Her
Yeah.
senior year, she had 16 points and 12 rebounds. So a tremendous job by the senior. And then leading scorer for the whole game, for the team especially, 19 points for Amelia Recker, and she had 7 rebounds of her own. So doing a great job inside the paint. The Pilots tried to take away the paint in the first half, but a Recker capitalizing on that in the second.
Recker definitely was having her way down low. She does a great job of just getting a step through or a pump fake to get her defender off the feet. And she ultimately was the reason why Angelica Moore for Bethel got herself with 4 fouls, got herself in foul trouble there late, is mainly due in part because of Recker.
It was indeed, and as we mentioned, the key players for the Foresters not really performing at their top level. Kelsey Hubble was a leading scorer for the Foresters in their last outing. She scored 22 points, only 2 tonight, but nonetheless, she proved a pivotal role in getting the ball away from the Pilots when it mattered the most. And we saw Miranda Palmer, she hit a late 3, and Allison Trout, again, 6th man for the Foresters, hitting 4 threes of her own.
Exactly. She had 4 threes off the bench, 13 total points, and her threes came at pivotal points in the match when the Foresters needed some big-time points. We saw Bethel pull within 1, and that's when Allison Trout came alive and hit those threes.
Well, the Pilots, they had 18 total fouls, and then the Foresters with 13. So a high fouled game, 12 turnovers for the Foresters, 14 for the Pilots. But looking at the top of the stats, almost dead even. You got 50% shooting for the Foresters, 46 for the Pilots, 73. Foresters definitely improved on their charity mark shooting in the second half.
I say definitely the Foresters did. They're shooting a 58% from the free throw line. Came alive there late in the second half, or hit all of their free throws, 7 for 7. That must have been something that Coach Kohler talked about at half.
Well, they want to maintain that #1 ranking in the nation at free throw percentage. And speaking of the nation, taking a look around the Crossroads League right now, St. Francis, we had mentioned that would have been a close game. It was at half as St. Francis led Spring Arbor 42-38, but they ended up coming out on top 80-63 against the Cougars of Spring Arbor. And then right now it is a very close matchup of Marion and Grace. Marion leading 50-45 with 30 seconds left. I'm trying to stay up to date with it, but Grace coming in against the Foresters on Saturday, and Grace beat the Foresters by 1 in their last meeting.
I say that was definitely a game that the Foresters felt like they should have won. Felt like they got robbed. Didn't play a great game, but definitely felt like they should have come out with the victory. It'll be interesting to see what they do when Grace comes here to Platt Arena on Saturday.
Exactly, home court advantage on Valentine's Day. Looking for a heart-beating performance by the Foresters. It was definitely nerve-wracking here tonight. But looking also around the Crossroads League, IWU, they beat Taylor 65-47. And Goshen beating Mount Vernon 70-51. And I can say a final score now for Marion versus Grace. Marion held tough 53-47. So Grace almost stealing one away from Marion also. But Marion Knights holding strong. They have been the surprise thus far in the Crossroads League this year.
Marion going from last to first, it seems like. From last season to this season, they're sitting there second place right there, close to IWU. Got to watch out for the Knights. They are a very tough squad with Katie Gerald's coaching them.
We see Coach Kohler now coming out of the locker room to have an interview here at Sideline with our Sideline reporter, Kelsey Cruz. Kelsey, take it away.
Thanks, Victor. Coach Kohler, congratulations on the win. Coming off of a huge win against Indiana Wesleyan and then another one against Goshen. What were you looking for your team to accomplish today in tonight's game? And do you think you did that?
Well, ultimately we wanted to have a win, and so we did do that. It was not exactly how I would have scripted it, but at this time of year, everybody's fighting for a place in the tournament, and every game is big, and so you expect that Bethel's going to come in here and scrap and fight, and they did that, and I give them a lot of credit. They've really improved a lot this year, and we just had to really bear down at the end, and fortunately had some people hit some big shots when we needed them to be able to get a little bit of breathing room down the stretch.
Now, your key players didn't necessarily contribute to the game tonight as much as they usually do, but it seemed that the girls coming off the bench really did. They seemed to step up their game. What would you say in regards to those girls coming in and really stepping it up?
Well, first of all, we were missing Jack tonight. She got a concussion in our last game, and she's working her way back. She should be able to go on Saturday. But, Eshman, I give her a lot of credit. She played a lot of minutes tonight and really had to battle hard against some of their post players, and just really did a nice job of banging in there and coming up with some big rebounds. Allison had a big game off the bench for us. Courtney hit some big shots for us, had a nice offensive game, and really was given the chore of defending 22, their best outside shooter, and did a good job on her too. So a lot of contributions from a lot of people, but I think as the longer the season goes on, the more people just understand that everybody can contribute, and some nights it's going to be some people and other nights it's going to be other ones. The good news is we have lots of people that can contribute when we need them.
Now, going into Saturday's game, after losing to Grace just by 1 point earlier this season, what are you looking for your team to improve on and bring into Saturday's game?
Well, when we lost to Grace the first time, it really was a poor shooting night for us. We did a lot of things really well on the defensive end, held them to 52 points. So I think if we can come with the same kind of defensive effort and maybe shoot the ball a little better, I think, we should have a better game and a better turnout, hopefully.
Absolutely. Coach Kohler, congratulations again. Thank you, and we look forward to Saturday. Back to you, Victor.
Thank you, Kelsey. Once again, Foresters defeating the Pilots here tonight. Slow start to the game, but nonetheless, Foresters win 76-65. And we heard them talk about the matchup coming up on Saturday. Foresters lost by 1 earlier in the year. Grace just losing to Marion here tonight, 53-47. So it'll be a tough game once again. And other scores around the league, I mentioned Iwu, Marion, and St. Francis all won their games tonight. They are ranked 6th, 7th, and 8th, respectively, in the nation. So a tough 3 teams above the Foresters, who are ranked 19th. But nonetheless, maintaining that 4th position will be the key going into Saturday.
Foresters definitely have their work cut out for them against Grace. They can get that win and then going into 2 harder games with St. Francis and Taylor. Foresters are just going to have to take care of business. They have a chance to slide into that 3rd spot if they win out. Even if St. Francis does too, they'll have the same record and a tiebreaker there. So Foresters could slide into that 3rd spot if they win out. But if not, they have Taylor right on their heels, only 1 game back.
Amelia Eshman having the game of her life tonight after getting the start. 12 rebounds, 16 total points, so a double-double for her. And Amir Recker being the leading scorer with 19 points. Courtney Baker had 15, and Allison Trout had 13 of her own. Again, Foresters beating Pilots 76-65. Well, for everyone here on the FDN Sports crew, a part of the Forester Digital Network, sideline reporter Kelsey Cruz, my partner in crime Logan Hunt, director Derek Zerker, all of our camera crew, I am Victor McCarty, and we will see everyone here on Saturday as the women's basketball team takes on Grace at 1 o'clock.
Pizza or coffee? Or something.